This is the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
You're inside Jamaica Magazine.
Encouraging the information flow, sharing the news and views you need to know.
We are building an informed Jamaica every day.
Listening to what you say.
Welcome to this edition of Jamaica Magazine. Coming up, Jamaica closer to accessing standby loan facility from the IMF. Jamaica and China signed infrastructure development agreements, and government gets updated letter of intent from Caribbean Airlines for the purchase of Air Jamaica. Later on Issues and Answers, Jamaica's state of preparedness for natural disasters is scrutinized. We have the news in detail right after the break.
Broken homes, broken people, desolation, desperation. Just 300 miles away, our brothers and sisters in Haiti are crying for help, our help, your help. Join the JIS and the ODPEM as we collect canned food and other non-perishable items for the earthquake victims in Haiti. Their lives depend on it. Leave your donations at the JIS, 58A Halfway Tree Road, Kingston 10, Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Or take your gifts to the ODPEM, 2 to 4 Haining Road, Kingston 5, Monday to Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or make cash donations at any branch of NCB, account number 212387304. Together we can make a difference. Together, we can help Haiti.
And now the news. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has agreed to assist Jamaica with a U.S. $1.2 billion loan. The agreement comes months after Jamaica submitted its letter of intent to the fund for a standby facility. At yesterday's post-cabinet press briefing, Finance Minister Audley Shaw reiterated the potential impact of the fund's assistance on Jamaica's development.
It will mark a very significant point of departure in the operations of government in Jamaica.
Some of these changes will include public sector reform, the establishment of a central management system, and taking loss-making public entities off the national budget. Meanwhile, the Finance Minister is confident that the government bondholders who have not yet participated in the debt exchange program will do so by February 16. Up to Tuesday evening, 95% of the bondholders had come on board.
The government of Jamaica is profoundly and deeply appreciative of the extraordinary, overwhelming, if not unprecedented response of the financial community, of ordinary Jamaicans, of pensioners, of everyone who has decided to come on board in this debt exchange.
The Finance Minister says the program is the beginning of single-digit interest rates for Jamaicans. The governments of Jamaica and China have signed agreements valued at over $500 million for infrastructure development. They cover the construction of affordable housing solutions, road repair and rehabilitation, including the Palisados roadway and shoreline protection. There is also a deal for the construction of a Chinese garden at the Hope Botanical Gardens. The agreements follow an official meeting with China's premier and the Jamaican delegation there, led by Prime Minister Bruce Golding. Mr. Golding and members of his delegation returned to Jamaica this Saturday. The government has received an updated letter of intent from Caribbean Airlines for the purchase of Air Jamaica. Finance Minister Audley Shaw made the announcement at yesterday's post-cabinet press briefing. The details from Andrea Chisholm.
We now have an updated letter of intent and we are now looking at a draft shareholders agreement that is being prepared.
An indication that the sale of Air Jamaica might be concluded soon. But what does this draft shareholders agreement mean?
The objective being that Caribbean Airlines would essentially be operating a number of key core routes, primarily routes such as New York, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Toronto, and Fort Lauderdale.
While those details are being worked out, another party has expressed an interest in taking over control of the national carrier, but it's being given the same treatment as the Jamaica Airline Pilots Association, JALPA, which also submitted a late divestment bid.
As we have said to JALPA, we are also saying to that interested party that if there is for any reason, a fallout in the Caribbean Airlines arrangements, then it will be reopened for subsequent bidding.
The minister meanwhile admits that there will be job losses at Air Jamaica, but has this assurance for the workers.
Your redundancy payments are safe and secure. And also the undertaking that there will be jobs available in all of the categories, because Air Jamaica, to the extent that it is divested to a new owner, by virtue of Jamaica's strategic location, we will still have to have maintenance of planes by whatever name. We will still have to have ground staff. We will still require air hostesses, and we will still require pilots.
The national carrier has accumulated losses and debt exceeding $1.3 billion. $300 million will also have to be found to make redundancy payments to workers. For GIS News, I'm Andrea Chisholm.
The Jamaican government has suspended the withdrawal of Jamaica Defense Force JDF troops from Haiti. The news follows confirmation that the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDEMA, will be spending 40 million Jamaican dollars to cover expenses incurred up to January 30. Minister with responsibility for information, Darrell Vaz, says SEDEMA has committed to send $10 million of that amount today. Their representative will attend a meeting in Jamaica tomorrow to discuss further assistance to sustain the troops in Haiti. The withdrawal of the JDF soldiers is therefore on hold pending that meeting. The final decision will be made by Prime Minister Bruce Golding when he returns on Saturday. Minister Vaz says it is important that the country gets firm commitments on recovering its expenses, as Jamaica is not in a position to continue the current level of assistance in Haiti without the requisite funding. The JDF base in Port-au-Prince has been opened since January 14, 2 days after an earthquake all but destroyed the capital city. The base facilitates CARICOM troops and Jamaican health workers, providing daily aid to hundreds in need. Government announced yesterday that it could not sustain the $773,000 daily expense to maintain a base on the island. Whatever the final word on the JDF involvement, the ministry is adamant that the Jamaican government will continue to lend a helping hand to the Haitian people.
The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management will continue to send relief supplies given and donated by local companies and individuals. And of course, with the help of the Canadian Air Bridge in Jamaica, we still have the ability to move these items to Haiti, along with continued returning Jamaicans and Haitians with Jamaican relatives to Jamaica.
Up to January 30, the Jamaican government has spent approximately $40 million on the Haitian relief effort. Cabinet has approved the sale of citrus lands at Montpelier in St. James and Shetlewood in Hanover. The lands are owned by the Montpelier Citrus Company Limited, MCCL, which is in turn owned by the Development Bank of Jamaica, the DBJ. MCCL has accumulated losses of $358 million over the past 5 years. Following public advertisements, Cabinet says 2 entities put forward the best offers. The land at Montpelier will be divested to the Coconut Industry Board for $50 million. Ramble Enterprises Limited is the purchaser of the Shetlewood land for $52.46 million. The Montpelier Citrus Company was formed after DBJ acquired the assets of the Jamaica Orange